The biggest battle in Springfield took a new turn today as Governor Pritzker unveiled the specific language that could appear in a 2020 ballot question.
Here's why that's important. If voters approve of the governor's plan, the state could switch from a flat tax to a graduated or progressive income tax. That's Pritzker's biggest campaign promise and his single biggest idea to fix the state's fiscal woes. Our Capitol Bureau Chief, Mark Maxwell, is live in the State House right now. Mark, Republicans still won't budge. They say this plan is not all it's cracked up to be.
Jennifer, that's exactly right. And Republicans are painting themselves as the defenders of the middle class. They say this progressive income tax plan could change down the line, and that tax increase could start to creep down and affect more of the middle class. Governor Pritzker says no. He is representing the middle class because he would give 97% of people in Illinois a tax cut, or they would not have to pay any higher taxes.
Today is an important next step to give voters a choice about whether the wealthy will pay more and 97% of families will pay the same or less.
This question could be coming to a ballot box near you come November 2020. Should the state change the Constitution to remove the guaranteed flat income tax where everyone, rich and poor, pays the same rate?
It will let us adopt a system that is more fair to the middle class.
We would prefer to keep the status quo.
The Illinois Chamber of Commerce hit back at Governor Pritzker, calling his plan a bait and switch, and predicted the governor's proposal is nowhere near a done deal.
He's going to meet the legislature, and he's going to find out the legislature sometimes has a mind of its own, even with the supermajorities.
During an impromptu press conference, the governor, a billionaire 3 times over, accused his critics of looking out for their wealthy donors.
It is transparent that you are defending an unfair status quo that benefits the wealthiest Illinoisans.
That did not sit well with House Republican leader Jim Durkin.
I heard a comment earlier that those who oppose this are only looking to maintain the unfair status quo. We're trying to change the status quo. We should not be giving these Democrats in this building the ability to change rates and virtually a blank check to raise taxes on Illinoisans in the future.
Governor Pritzker appeared to sidestep or shoot down a counteroffer from Senate Republicans that would require a supermajority of votes to raise any new taxes down the line. I asked if he would be open to that idea, or should it remain a simple majority vote to change tax rates.
I think that this legislature and future legislatures ought to have the choices, all the choices available to them. You know, the future is unknown.
A quick fact check. Indeed, the future is unknown. As we look toward the future, it's unclear if Democrats, even though they have supermajorities in both chambers, will they have enough votes to get this supermajority passed to get this question on the ballot? That's not even clear yet. Republicans are fighting back. If this push does not pay off and Governor Pritzker does not get this question on the ballot, or if voters reject it, well, then some of the riskier gambles Governor Pritzker takes in this year's budget might start to become bigger problems in years down the line. For now, live in the State House, Mark Maxwell, WCIA3, your local news leader. Jennifer.
All right, thank you so much. Now, along those lines, Republican Senator Chapin Rose expressed concerns about the governor's plan to skip a nearly $1 billion in pension payments to make space in this year's budget. Rose says, quote, if the governor does not get his pension plan, there's a $900 million hole in the budget, which means many of these promises that he's making cannot stand up.